The next one will be data analysis and data science. So you need to grow your you need to grow to take initiative. So if you want to get into the data field, you need to be able to take initiative, basically, because you will require most of it. And whether we like it or not, data is the new oil, and companies need talent to make sense of it. I'll explain in a minute why I said data is the new oil. So we've talked about software development, and now you can see that all that drives tech innovation in the end, all that happens is data is cultivated. So I will explain that I will just use social media, for example. You share ideas, things that matter to you on social media, don't you? That is data. If I want to sell on that platform like Facebook, you've provided information like your city where you live in, what you do for work. You also share and like some posts based on what you think, what you love. You don't just randomly share and like every post. You share posts that resonate with you. So at the end of the day, Facebook have this data about you. They've profiled you. They know Etimbuk, this is who he is. And then tomorrow a company wants to sell shoes. They know Etimbuk based on what his activities online. Is not more. Shoes may not be for him. Maybe it could be hat or shirt. You get what I mean? So basically, that's the data, and people that make sense out of that data are data analysts and then data scientists. So you now see every business is now hunting for data to make informed decisions. People who wants to do marketing now wants to be sure that every penny spent on marketing is spent wisely. You don't just want to assume when the data is there for you to leverage on. In fact, for people who are building SaaS applications now, they leverage on data as well. So basically, you don't just want to build something that a business that people won't be interested in. If you have access to data that can tell you this business you want to start, if you build it in Enugu, it will sell. If you build it in Port Harcourt, it will sell. If you build it in just to give you insight into where your audience is, what your audience need, and how they respond to products. So that's what I mean by data is in your oil. The data analysts and scientists are high in demand. They take raw data and turn into insight that drive business decisions. And in Nigeria alone, we see this especially in finance. Example can be bank analyzing your customer, your data at the end of the month. They'll tell you how much you spend and what you spend. And for example, in the UK, a lot of banks here do that. So they'll tell you how much you spend and what you spend the money on. So you have an idea. I spent more money on transportation this month. I spent it on grocery. I spent it on maybe just did silly transfers. You spent it on investment. So it gives you a breakdown of how your expenses went. So at the end of the month, you now look at if your financial choices were wise, if you would want to tailor them to something more productive for you. So that's what data does, and how finance use data. And then healthcare have data for patients. So you can see that there's an opportunity in Nigeria. This is not yet fully, it's not a full-scale sector or developed. Would I put it? Like, it's not yet fully developed in Nigeria in terms of the healthcare software. So you still have an opportunity there. So meaning that more developers will be needed to build healthcare solutions. And in the nearest future, data people will be needed, data analysts, scientists will be needed, or data engineers will also be needed to build things around, to give insight around how people respond, patient response to drugs, to treatment, patient to doctor-nurse ratio, and all of that. So basically to give insight into how to build better healthcare for the people. So it's also something that when we have our government wants to look into building proper healthcare, data also would also be rich in that decision making for them. So, and tech startups are also using data to fine tune their product. So you see a case where, for example, PiggyVest, it's a highly data-driven company. They always change their UI, change their features, upgrade, add this, add that based on data. So they just don't work blindly. It's not the work of faith. It's just from inside. And so just to give a bit of clarity between, you might be wondering, what does a data analyst do and what does a data scientist do? So a data analyst focuses on interpreting existing data and making reports, while a data scientist, build predictive models or machine learning algorithms to help. So a real life scenario would be, a data analyst will get data from a business and tells you, this year we sold, for instance, let's say it's a car repair company. So we sold more Mobile One oil this last month than another particular brand of oil. We had more brake pads to sell than this other one. So that gives insight into stocking. So the company would know we need to buy more oil, we need to buy more brake pad, we need to stock more on this, we need to stock less on that, so that, excuse me, you don't get to buy products, stock on products that you will not sell. So that's what a data analyst does. While a data scientist basically build model and basically to predict and help, just build model that will predict and help the business to do much more. So Excel, SQL, Python, and tools like Power BI or Tableau are used by data analysts, and machine learning, Python, TensorFlow, and a couple of others, etc., are used by data scientists. So just to iterate again, a data analyst might help an e-commerce company figure out buying trends. So for example, like I explained earlier, just to help on restocking and all of that, while a data scientist can help develop recommendation engine to suggest a product that customers would want. So that's the difference between both.